Mr. Jumpin. I here tell y'all about muscles.
혼자 습지에 남겨져 홍합을 따며 살아가는 어린 소녀가 있습니다.
A young girl living on her own like that looks immoral.
Crazy enough for the loony bin. I just bet she'd be up to something like this.
마을 사람들에게 외면받고 비참한 취급을 받으며 십수년째 습지에 혼자 살고 있었죠.
A swamp knows all about death and doesn't necessarily define it as tragedy. Certainly not a sin.
전망대 아래에서 발견된 한 남자의 시체.
Thought Chase Andrews would have more common sense. Best quarterback this town ever had. Hey, look at this.
Time of death, between midnight and 2 a.m. Cause of death, sudden impact from a 63-foot drop. Since you found that blood and hair on the support beam, I would deduce that was the cause of the primary injury.
수상한 증거가 발견되고
They did not come from any of his other clothing. No fingerprints, not from Chase either.
No fingerprints, no tracks.
사람들은 습지에 사는 미친 여자 짓이라 생각했죠.
You know, poor Chase Andrews had something going on down in that marsh. Crazy enough for the loony bin. I just bet she'd be up to something like this.
You think that marsh girl could have killed Chase?
Hell, I don't know. Truth will come out.
She a scientist or a witch? Miss Clark, Sheriff's Department. Sheriff, look, could get a warrant.
경찰은 증거와 일치하는 털모자를 발견하는데
There she is.
This is the Sheriff's Department. Shut down your engine.
그녀의 변호를 맡게 된 톰 밀튼.
Do you have family that you might want to come be with you? I know you as Catherine Danielle Clark. They call you Marsh Girl. When you stand trial, you will be judged by a jury of your peers from Barclay Cove who only know you as such.
불리한 재판에 대비하려면 그녀의 이야기를 들어야 했는데요.
I had a family once. They called me Kaya.
Better not get too far out.
엄마의 사랑을 듬뿍 받으며 가족들과 함께 살았던 어린 시절.
My special girl.
Hey, Tate.
하지만 아빠는 가족에게 폭력을 휘두르는 사람이었죠.
Ma never came back, and everybody else was quick to get out the same way.
I have to go, Kaya. I can't live here no longer. If you're in trouble, run and hide deep in the marsh way out where the crawdads sing, like Ma always says.
너무 어렸던 카야는 도망칠 수 없었고
I learned from the mistakes of the others how to live with him. Just keep out of the way. Don't let him see you. Fend for yourself. I'd been out in the marsh plenty of times with Jody, but never alone.
You're Jody Clark's sister. You know your way home? It's okay. I get lost all the time. My name's Tate, in case you see me again.
Tate, for the first time since Ma and Jody left, felt something other than hurt. Felt brave.
I'm hungry.
Could I get a bag of grits and some of that Jim Beam? You wait for our change, yeah?
There's $1.50. You go to school, huh? You could get a nice hot meal, make some friends. Plenty of kids go to school without shoes. There you go. And the change is 50 cents.
기대감을 가득 품고 마을에 있는 학교로 향하는데 톰은 돌아가려는 그녀에게 용기를 주는데요.
You've just as much of a right to be there.
Can you spell dog, honey? G-O-D.
하지만 카야를 반겨주는 사람은 없었죠.
Where's your hat, swamp rat? She probably lives in the mud. She's got cooties.
That was the only day I ever spent in school. Reckoned I was better off learning from the wild.
Great horned owl, probably.
For a while, Paul was good to me.
I thought you could use this for your feathers.
Oh, thank you.
You my whole army.
Mail! It's from Mom! It's from Mom! Mom's alive!
Give it to me.
엄마의 편지가 도착한 날
No!
Quiet.
Mom!
Now you listen to me. She ain't never coming back.
That isn't true!
Pa took to burning any trace of Ma.
아버지마저 떠나버리고 혼자 남겨진 카야.
I didn't know how to do life without grits.
Hello, Miss Kaya.
Mr. Jumpin', I hear tell y'all buy muscles. How many bags y'all need a week?
We striking up a business deal?
어렸지만 영리했던 그녀는 홍합을 팔아 생계를 유지하고 상전 부부의 도움을 받으며 살아왔죠.
Prosecution has announced it will do so if the defendant is found guilty.
The defendant lured Chase Andrews to the tower and pushed him to his death. She then covered up her tracks and fingerprints.
That the state will be offering to back up those words. You'll find that there is none. Finds herself here because it is easier to lay blame on an outsider than it is to rely on fact. And although she was born and grew up not 5 miles from this courtroom, Miss Clark is an outsider.
소녀로 성장한 카야에게 누군가 깃털을 남기기 시작하는데
Oh. Hi. It's me. Tate.
카야를 잊지 않았던 테이트는
I can't read your note.
All I said was I had seen you a couple times when I was out fishing. I could teach you to read. I thought you may as well learn to write at the same time.
그를 가르쳐 줍니다.
Who can live without wild things, comma, and some who cannot.
There will never be a time again where you can't read, ever.
I didn't know words could hold so much. We went through the whole library 3 times a week, summer into fall, read how plants and animals change over time to adjust to the ever-shifting earth. Within all the worlds of biology, I searched for an explanation of why a mother would leave her offspring. I miss them. I forgot how much I feel them not here.
유일하게 곁에 있어준 테이트.
Sorry I'm late. There is a regular riptide gossip going around. You got something going on with that Marsh girl. I bring her books because people in this town are so nasty to her she can't go to school. Everything you've worked so hard for, your dreams of going to Chapel Hill, life can change in a second.
A young girl living on her own like that looks immoral, don't you think? Find group homes that would help keep a young woman out of trouble. Have her call me next time she comes in.
Social services are looking for me again. They're gonna pull me in like a trout, put me in some group home.
Group home might not be the worst thing. And you can't live alone in the marsh forever.
Watch me.
I saw you on your pa's boat the other day. You never talk about your mom.
My mother and little sister died in a car wreck over in Asheville. I think they went to Asheville to buy me my birthday present.
It wasn't your fault.
두 사람은 서로에게 끌리는 마음을 멈출 수 없었죠.
Am I your girlfriend now?
Do you want to be? Happy birthday, Kai.
How'd you know it's my birthday?
Did you know it was your birthday?
Don't have a calendar.
Here they come.
테이트는 카야를 사랑했지만
I'm sorry. It's more dangerous for you. You understand?
그녀에게 상처가 될까 두려웠습니다.
Fall gave way to winter. Winter to spring. The only constant in nature is change.
You know I'm going away soon to college. I got a job at the biology lab. Starts next week, so
Stay here.
promise I'm gonna come back to you.
생물학자가 되는 꿈을 포기할 수 없었던 그는
It's a list of publishers for all your drawings and notes. There's nothing like them out there, Kaya. There's enough for a book, and you know you wouldn't have to leave home.
You're gonna forget about me.
I could never forget you, Kaya. I'll be home in a month, I promise. Just write those publishers, all right?
해변에서 만나자는 약속을 남기고 떠나버리는데요. 돌아온다 약속한 날. 밤새도록 그를 기다렸지만 결국 돌아오지 않았죠.
Tate and life and love had been the same thing. They were all gone. And then, whenever I stumbled, the marsh caught me. The heart pain seeped away, like water into sand. Still there, but deep.
There were no footprints around the body or on the fire tower, and no fresh fingerprints either. All this indicated that someone had destroyed evidence.
I'm handing you the tide table. This shows here that low tide was around midnight. And then you'd agree that if he had any friends with him, their footprints would be washed away as well.
변호사는 증거의 허점을 지적하며 반박 자료들을 하나둘 찾아내고
I must repeat, these grates are very dangerous. If action is not taken, a serious injury or death will occur.
카야는 체이스와 첫 만남을 떠올리는데
Somebody's been taking pictures around my house.
Developers.
Build hotels.
You do own that land, don't you? You own that house?
가족 소유의 땅이란 걸 확인했지만 체납세금 때문에 빼앗길 수 있는 상태였고
How much?
$800 total?
목돈이 필요해진 그녀는 출판사 목록을 기억해냅니다.
It had been 5 years since Tate showed me this path. I am sending you the following pages. On the shells of the Carolina Marsh, 5 years for my heart to open its shell again.
Hey, can I carry that for you? Oh, I'm Chase Andrews. It's yours right here. You want to go for a picnic in my boat this Sunday? Hey, look.
Oh, that's Nornate scallop. Pectin ornatus. What?
You're something else, ain't you?
I know you think I'm trash, but I'm worth more than a picnic.
Hey, come on, I've never thought you were trash. Come here with my family, it's all in my business. It's a great way to see the whole marsh from above.
It's like having a friend your whole life, but you never saw their full face.
카야에게 관심을 보이던 체이스는 그녀가 사는 곳까지 궁금해하는데
You writing a book or something?
Sort of.
You're the real deal, ain't you? Hey, there's nobody I know who could live out here alone like this.
What do you want with me?
I think you're gorgeous. But I won't do anything unless you want me to.
I didn't know exactly how I felt about Chase, but I was no longer lonely. That seemed enough.
두 사람의 비밀스러운 만남은 계속됐고
Well, you always seem to be having a good time when you're with them.
You spying on me? Yeah, I don't know if anyone really knows me is what I'm saying, I guess. Is it okay if I kiss you now?
카야는 체이스에게 마음을 열어갑니다.
We were fascinated by our manuscript. If, as you say, your materials are already complete, we hope to edit.
They're gonna pay you for those drawings?
Yeah.
I know people have disappointed you. I'm sorry for that, but I want you to know that I'm gonna take care of you.
결혼 이야기를 꺼낸 그는
What about your parents?
If I say you're my choice, that'll be that.
카야를 호텔로 데려가는데
It'll feel better for you later. Hey, I never want to lose you. Hey, you don't have to prove yourself to anyone, you understand? You have me and I love you.
It was a single shell, hung on a piece of rawhide, tied in a tight knot, and it was missing. He had that necklace on when he had dinner with us that night, and it was gone from his body. Whoever killed him took it.
Where did Chase get this necklace?
It's from that Marsh girl. When I finally asked him where he was going, he told me the truth. She's the only one who'd have any interest in taking the thing. I can't see why Chase, but he told me he broke it off with her. She knew she couldn't have him anymore, so she killed him and took back her
Objection,
ugly
no.
necklace.
You are aware that Miss Clark's house was thoroughly searched and that the police did not find the necklace there, did they?
No.
테이트가 돌아왔지만 그녀 곁에 다가갈 수 없었고
She's an animal. Wow, there's a bobcat worth every bit of the gas money.
체이스의 본 모습을 확인한 테이트는
You're a waste of her time. Go ahead, Causeway. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Come on, you're tough, right?
그와 몸싸움을 하고 카야를 찾아갑니다.
Wait! Kai, wait, please! Kai, I need to talk to you about Chase.
You're the one who left me.
Leaving you like that was the worst thing that I've ever done, the worst thing I'll ever do in my life. I thought you wouldn't be able to leave the marsh. But the truth is, Kai, everything else that I thought mattered, the scholarships, the grants, the jobs, it means nothing without you. I've been sorry for years. I brought you something. I'm working at the new lab near town. I get to study all this under a microscope. So I'm here now.
What do you want now, Tate?
Is there any way that you could possibly forgive me, Kai?
I don't know how.
테이트가 다녀가고 얼마 후
I had some good news from the publishers, so I thought we could celebrate. Pleased to meet you, Kaya. I'm Chase's fiance.
Kai, I can explain. I know you're here, damn it!
그녀의 두 번째 사랑도 아픔으로 돌아왔죠.
But I knew that. I'd known for a long time. People don't stay.
하지만 곧 책이 성공적으로 출판되고
I'm attending a conference in Greenville next month and would love for you to join us and celebrate this great accomplishment. A full deed for Catherine Danielle Clark for 310 acres of lagoons, marsh, oak forests, and beach.
카야의 삶은 안정적으로 변해가는데
Jody?
There I am in Asheville, and I see your book in a shop. I just didn't think you'd still be here.
What about Ma?
Ma passed, Kaya.
조디는 엄마에 대한 가슴 아픈 소식을 전해줍니다.
Rosemary helped her write a letter to Pa asking if she could come get us. She saved up for lawyers and everything, but then she got sick. You didn't have a family your whole life, but I'd like to come see you as much as I can get up here.
I'll be sure he gets it.
체이스를 피해 다녔지만
Wait, I want to talk to you. Don't act like that. Come on. Shut up!
그는 카야에게 집착하는데
Kai, I have to do things I don't want to do. You know that. But you're the one I really want. Please, wait. I need you. I really need you.
No, I feel sorry for you.
You bother me again, and I'll kill you!
I finally understood why Ma had to leave. One thing I learned from Pa. These men have to have the last punch. Being isolated was one thing. Living in fear, quite another.
I just wanted to check on you. Was it Chase? Tell me, Kai, did he do this?
You know, I was gonna go to Greenville next week.
Don't let him ruin this for you. Go to Greenville. Now stay a week, if you can. And I'll come see you when you're back. Hey, you cold? Just take my hat.
카야를 아끼는 사람들이 그녀를 걱정하지만
Who was that Chase?
I just want it out of my life.
And how you know he ain't coming after you again?
You can't tell anybody. You know how it is, trying to get money out of his parents.
But you let me know when you're coming and going.
참을 수밖에 없었죠.
Get on the 9 o'clock bus.
Well, you've got quite a good memory.
We all talked about it. We'd never seen her all cleaned up like that.
No further questions, Your Honor?
Is the Piggly Wiggly open at 1:30 in the morning?
No, sir.
She could have returned to Barclay Cove that night and been back in Greenville for breakfast, all without you taking notice.
My first impression was that she was very shy, very gentle, very smart.
How long did that dinner go on?
At least a few hours.
And when you met with Miss Clark the following morning, October 30th, was there anything unusual about her appearance or her demeanor?
Not at all.
검사는 그녀가 야간 버스로 오가며 범죄를 저질렀다 주장하고
Could you look at this map of Greenville for me, please? Could you tell me which one is closest to the bus station?
변호사는 카야를 증언대에 세우려는데
For the jury to be able to hear from you. Listen, I know you have a world of reasons to hate these people.
No, I never hated them. They hated me. I mean, they laughed at me. They left me. I will not offer myself up. They can make their decision. It's them. They're judging themselves. Mr. Milton, you have always been kind to me. I never forgot.
And like you, I heard the tall tales told about the Marsh girl. The reality is that she was an abandoned child. A little girl surviving out there in the marsh on her own, reviled and shunned. Well, I'm ashamed to say that we labeled her and rejected her because we thought she was different. The job of judging this shy and rejected young woman has fallen on your shoulders. Ms. Clark has a solid alibi. She was in Greenville the night Chase Andrews died. The state has not proven that this incident was indeed a murder and not just some tragic accident. I believe you will come to a judgment based on the facts and not the gossip that you have heard for years. For all of us to be fair to the Marsh girl.
The defendant will please rise for the reading of the verdict.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Catherine Danielle Clark, not guilty of first-degree murder and Mr. Chase Andrews.
마침내 습지로 돌아간 카야.
Now I can finally admit, all the months in isolation, yearning to be back in the marsh, it was knowing how much was left to explore, how much life to uncover in the wild, that kept me going. And the hope.
Will you marry me?
Well, aren't we already? Like geese.
시간은 흘러가고
We loved you so much.
데이트와 습지에서 함께하며 평온한 여생을 보내는데요.
I hope when it is time for me to leave, I will go quick and easy, without making too much noise. It has always been enough to be part of the natural sequence of things, sure as the tides. Nature, my guide. It understands that every creature does what it must to survive, and that sometimes, for prey to live, its predator must die.
체이스를 죽인 건 카야였고 자연에서 배운 생존을 위한 선택이었죠.
I am the marsh now. You'll see hundreds beckoning far into the dark reaches of the marsh, and that's where you will always find me, way out yonder, where the crawdads sing.
40주 연속 베스트셀러 1위를 차지한 소설 원작 가제가 노래하는 곳인데요. 아름답고 평온한 풍경과 더불어 주인공 카야를 통해 인간의 다채로운 감정들을 서정적으로 느낄 수 있었던 영화였습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 구독과 좋아요, 알림 설정 꼭 부탁드리겠습니다.